What if I told you someone in your life right now, someone you trust, is manipulating you? Not loudly, not obviously, quietly, carefully, in ways so subtle that if you tried to explain it to someone else, you'd sound crazy. That's the point. That's exactly how it's designed to work. Here's the thing about manipulation. The dangerous kind doesn't look like control. It doesn't feel like abuse. It feels like love, like concern, like someone who just knows you better than you know yourself. And by the time you realize what's been happening, they've already reshaped how you think, what you believe about yourself, and how much you trust your own instincts. Today, we're breaking down 7 signs someone is quietly manipulating you. Signs most people miss entirely until it's way too late. These aren't obvious red flags. These are the invisible ones, the ones that make you question yourself instead of them. Stay until the end because sign number 6 is the one almost nobody talks about. And it might be the most dangerous of all. If you're new here, we cover dark psychology and human behavior, the real stuff. Subscribe if that's your kind of content because we go deep every single video. Sign number 1, they make you feel guilty for having needs. This one's so subtle it almost sounds normal. You tell them you're upset about something. Instead of addressing it, suddenly, somehow, the conversation flips. Now you're talking about their pain, their struggles, their difficult week, and you end up comforting the person who just hurt you. Sound familiar? This is called DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. It's a psychological defense mechanism that manipulators use almost on autopilot. You come to them with a problem, they turn it around so fast you forget what you were even upset about. The long-term effect? You stop bringing things up. You start pre-filtering your feelings, asking yourself, is this worth it? Before you even open your mouth. And that silence, that's exactly what they wanted. Sign number 2. The rules they hold you to never apply to them. They expect your full honesty, but they're vague about their whereabouts. They demand your loyalty, but they keep close friendships with people who clearly want more. They call you sensitive for reacting to something they did, but they lose it over the smallest thing you say. This is called a double standard dynamic, and manipulators are masters at it. They establish a moral framework that positions them as always reasonable and you as always overreacting. Here's how you spot it. Ask yourself, if I did the exact same thing they just did, how would they react? If the answer is they'd be furious, you're living by rules that only apply to you. That's not a relationship, that's a hierarchy. Before we get to sign 3, I want you to actually think about someone in your life right now, not a character, not a story, someone real. Hold that person in mind for the rest of this video, because the signs we're about to cover, they're going to start clicking in a way that feels very specific. Sign number 3, they gaslight you about what actually happened. You remember the conversation clearly, you know what they said, you felt it land in real time. And then they look you dead in the eye and say, that's not what happened. You're imagining things. You always do this. Gaslighting, one of the most psychologically damaging forms of manipulation that exists. The word comes from a 1944 film where a husband slowly manipulates his wife into believing she's losing her mind, by literally dimming the gaslights in their home and then denying it when she notices. The goal isn't to win an argument. The goal is to make you distrust your own memory, your own perception, your own sanity. And here's the terrifying part. It works. Over time, you start fact-checking your own feelings. You start apologizing for things you know you didn't do. You stop trusting yourself. Your perception of reality is the most important thing you own. The moment someone starts tampering with that, that's not a rough patch. That's a serious red flag. Sign number 4. Their affection is a reward system, and you're always performing to earn it. When things are good, they're amazing, warm, loving, present, everything you wanted. But the moment you step out of line, disagree, set a boundary, show independence, the warmth disappears. They go cold, distant, punishing without saying a single word. Psychologists call this emotional withholding. It's used as a control mechanism, and it's incredibly effective because it exploits the human need for connection and consistency. You don't even realize you've started monitoring your own behavior to keep them happy, what topics to avoid, what tone of voice to use, how much space to take up in the relationship. You're not in love anymore, you're in performance mode. And the saddest part, most people don't realize it until they're exhausted, and they don't even know why. If this video is making you uncomfortable, good. Discomfort is your brain recognizing something it's been trying to ignore. Don't scroll away from that feeling. Drop a comment right now. Just say, I see it. You don't have to explain, you'll know what it means. Sign number 5, they slowly separate you from everyone else and make it feel romantic. They don't say, stop seeing your friends. That would be too obvious. Instead, they make you feel guilty for going out. You always choose them over me. They create drama with the people in your life until spending time with friends feels like more trouble than it's worth. They become your entire world by quietly eliminating everything else. This is called isolation by attrition. They don't cut the rope. They fray it slowly over months until one day you look up and realize you have nobody left except them. And now, here's the dark part. Now they're not just your partner or friend. They're your only source of social connection, validation, and emotional support, which means leaving them feels like losing everything. That's not a coincidence. That's the plan. The healthiest relationships expand your world. They make you more connected, not less. Anyone who consistently shrinks your circle is protecting their access to you, not protecting you. Sign number 6, and this is the one I warned you about. They use everything you ever trusted them with as ammunition. Early in the relationship or friendship, they were amazing listeners. You opened up. You told them about your insecurities, your past, your fears, your trauma. It felt safe. It felt intimate. And then later, in arguments, in manipulation, in subtle digs, those exact things show up. Well, you've always had abandonment issues, so of course you're reacting like this. This is just like what happened with your ex. You always do this. They weaponized your vulnerability. This is one of the most sophisticated and cruel forms of psychological manipulation, because it doesn't just hurt you in the moment. It teaches you never to be vulnerable again with anyone. The long-term damage isn't just to the relationship, it's to your ability to trust, period. Real intimacy is a safe space for your darkest moments. If someone has turned your confessions into weapons, that's not intimacy, that's a trap. Sign number 7. And this one ties everything together. Around them, you second-guess everything. Your memory, your intentions, whether you're a good person, whether you're too sensitive, too needy, too much. You didn't feel like this before them. That's the sign. Healthy relationships make you feel more like yourself. More grounded, more confident, more secure. Even when they challenge you, there's safety underneath. Manipulative relationships make you feel like you're constantly failing some invisible test. Like you're always almost, but never quite, enough. The technical term is cognitive dissonance. Your brain is holding two conflicting truths at once. This person loves me, and this person makes me feel terrible. And rather than questioning the relationship, your brain questions you. That internal confusion, it's not a character flaw. It's the result of being in an environment specifically designed to keep you off balance. You were never the problem. The dynamic was. So let's bring it all together. 7 signs, 7 patterns that don't look like manipulation until you step back far enough to see the full picture. Your guilt being weaponized, double standards, reality being rewritten, love being rationed, your world being shrunk, your secrets being turned into weapons, and that constant, quiet voice inside you saying, something is wrong, but I don't know what. That voice, trust it, not every uncomfortable relationship is manipulation. But if you recognize yourself in 3 or more of these signs, that's worth paying attention to. Not to panic, not to blow everything up, but to get honest with yourself about what you've been accepting as normal. Because the most dangerous thing about quiet manipulation is that it redefines your baseline. It makes dysfunction feel like love. It makes control feel like care. You deserve to be in relationships where you feel safe, seen, and certain of yourself, not smaller. If this video gave you clarity, even a little, hit the like button. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps this channel reach people who need to hear this. And if you think someone in your life needs to see this, share it. You might not be able to have the conversation with them directly, but a video can say what you can't. Subscribe if you want to keep going deeper into this. Because next video, we're talking about something even more unsettling. We're covering the psychology of why good people stay in toxic relationships, even when they know they should leave. It's not weakness, it's biology. And once you understand it, everything clicks. I'll see you in that one.